Good, yeah. No, I'm standing here as the father of the bride. I know, and I'm also not a woman. But no, obviously that didn't go as well as I planned. So, anyway, no, sadly, for those of you who don't know, Dad did die last year on April the 21st, and 17 days before his 80th birthday. So we just felt that it would be nice to mention him here today at Karen's special day. It was, yes, I got that right, yeah. So, I don't want to turn this, you see, I'll put this down here. I don't want to turn it into a very sort of dark, depressing moment for all, making you fiddle with your uncomfortable hair and things like that, but it would be wrong not to mention him on this, the occasion of his daughter's 21st wedding. Sorry, second exclamation mark, wedding. Also, understandably, Karen did not want him to be forgotten on this a very special day, and asked me to include a toast to Dad, in which, after all, is really his father of the bride speech. For I am just a conduit, a channel, if you will, for conveying the words Dad would have said if he was here. And you know, I think he is. Open brackets, cheesy smile, close brackets. I know Dad would certainly be very proud of his only daughter, looking as she does so beautiful today. There was always a very special bond between Karen and Dad, and I do know that if he was here today, he'd be scratching his head wondering how much all this would have cost him. I think even before Trevor and Karen decided to have their wedding here, at this wonderful venue, Dad was often seen on the terraces over there, drinking with the owners, because he was very close with them as well. So if I could take this opportunity to ask you to stand and raise your glasses as we remember a wonderful father, a granddad, a great-granddad, and toast to the father of the bride, Russell Swannell. Russell Swannell. Good ladies, afternoon, and gentlemen. I should have rehearsed that bit. So little Karin Swannell from the Lickies has got married. Karen was born a child and remained so for most of her younger life. My first memories of Karen are playing in the Licky Hills at the back of Bilberry Hill Training Centre. I was about 3 years of age, and even at that very young age I still remember thinking how attractive I was destined to become. Karen is obviously the older one of us. When I was 3, Karen was just 16 months older than I. But now that we are both a little older, I like to tell everyone I'm actually younger by 16 years. Leslie Wainwright, I remember, was Karen's best friend when we lived at the bottom of the Licky Hills. And I remember as we grew up, we used to play in a quarry behind the centre, where the army had an assault course and a rope slide that we used to play on. Can you remember that? Mm-hmm. That was fun. I also remember, you might not remember this, at the centre there was a vending machine that used to dispense bars of Bourneville chocolate. No, she does. And Karen showing me how to slide my fingers in underneath, as my fingers were smaller than hers. And we could remove the chocolate without pain. I always, to this day, remember the excitement and the danger of always getting caught with 3 or 4 bars of chocolate on me. But Karen, being the oldest and wisest, would always take them off me immediately so I'd never get caught with them. And thanks to a quick thinking, I never ever got caught. And I never ever got any of the chocolate either. Even from a very early age, Karen was a great carer, especially for animals. From cats that she'd smuggle home without Dad knowing, to dogs, chipmunks, 44 guinea pigs. To be fair, we only started off with 2 males, according to the shop. Karen has always loved animals, but the one I believe she was most fond of, and the most unusual of pets, was a baby lamb known as Sarah. That's not funny. I remember Dad had a brother who I think was our uncle, and he had a farm in Northampton. So one day an orphan lamb turned up for us to feed and look after. I remember Karen feeding it every day with warm milk and never letting it out of her sight. She loved that lamb with all her heart. And yes, we called the lamb Sarah, and we looked after her every day for about 6 months. Until one day we were told that Sarah, the orphan, had gone back to the farm because her mother was missing her. It was a very sad day for us all, but I do remember the following Sunday we had the biggest Sunday roast we ever had for a long time. So with every cloud and all that. You say it's not true, but it was from a very early age that we saw Karen's warm heart and her ability to care for animals and people alike. And as you know, she's carried that into her adult life from her first days at the nursing home at Selly Oak, the nursing hospital at Selly Oak, and now to her nursing home in Bromsgrove. Now, I know it's meant to be my job here today to tell embarrassing stories from Karen's long and dark past, but to be fair, I can honestly remember, well, I can't honestly remember them all. Several. I do remember, however, Dad telling a story of Karen's first day at big school, Licky First and Middle, we called it. Apparently after getting ready and putting on a school uniform, she skipped off to school, had a lovely day, and when Dad met her at the bottom of the school drive, Karen rushed up to him, and when asked how was it, she said, "It was very nice, but I won't be going again." But she did, and I remember she was very popular with Dougie Barlow, Justin Bullen, Michael Starkey, David Starkey, Andrew Gross, Billy Johnson, the twins, Phil and Noel Breach, and also their three older brothers, Huey, Gretna and Winston. But anyway, I digress. Along the road to her marriage to Trevor today, Karen has managed to collect 4 beautiful children and 2 delightful grandchildren. Yeah. Our lovely bridesmaids, Laura, Katie, Sophie and Jenny. Oh, you were split up over there. And the 2 hobbits. I mean, the ring bearers, Archie and Louis. And I do know she loves them very much and is proud of each and every one of you. Talking of a wonderful mother, I would like to take this opportunity to point out... Oh, sorry, Jenny asked me to do that. Now, I would really like to take this opportunity to say this. Yes. Happy now? I've done it for you, there you go, right. So, no, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mum for giving Karen away here today. It was not easy for her, given the fact that she's got 2 hip replacements. And I'm sure she won't mind me saying that she's 81 years young. It's incredible, I know, to think she must have been 50 years old when I was born. Now, I don't want to ask you all to stand up again as we're close to the end of my speech. So what I would like you to do is maybe I could ask you to thank Mum with a few whistles, cheers and some applause in her general direction. It would be nice. Now, as Trevor is marrying my father's daughter here today, it is only right, as the father of the bride, to bestow some words of wisdom to the groom. So, here is some advice that my father gave to me and his father to him before him. The most effective way, Trevor, to remember your wedding anniversary is to forget it once. There you go. As we know, Trevor is an astronomer, a stargazer, a moonwalker, a galaxy geezer. But according to the author Agatha Christie, an archaeologist is the best husband a woman can have. As the older she gets, the more interested in her he becomes. However, I am sure that as an astronomer, Trevor today will feel the luckiest man alive. For in his work and in his life, he has now found his very own heavenly body. Thank you. Please, could you raise your glasses and toast the happy couple, Trevor and Karen. Oh, thank you very much. I'm going to sit down now.